guys, my name is Ciara and welcome back to the channel where we look at South African true crime stories. And today we're going to be looking at the Kempton Park hospital cases. In Kempton Park, Gauteng, there is an abandoned hospital that was built in a residential suburb in 1978. The day after Christmas in 1996, it was closed suddenly due to underutilization. However, nearby hospitals claimed to be under heavy load. Many news sources have said that the hospital was evacuated or abruptly left, and expensive medical equipment was left behind with it of over the value of 10 million rand. And the government had to get security to guard the hospital so that none of the expensive medical equipment would be stolen. The fact that expensive and still functioning medical equipment was left behind in this hospital seems to support the fact that the hospital was evacuated or abruptly left. In some rural areas, it has been reported that children have to be treated in cardboard boxes due to a lack of incubators. So why would this hospital with expensive medical equipment and functioning incubators not have dispersed their equipment to other hospitals? Journalists and people looking for ghosts in the hospital have found some really unusual things, like jars with organs, blood stains, blood spattered sheets. Hospitals are supposed to be extremely clean, so these are very weird things to find. There is no working electricity, and reportedly there's a lot of broken glass and rubble all over the floor. There is patient files and wheelchairs just scattered all over the hospital, and there's reportedly a terrible stench all throughout the hallways of this hospital. And just in general, it's very dilapidated. People believe that it's haunted because they hear babies crying in it, doors opening and closing by themselves, and they sometimes see dark figures just running around. Between 1982 and 1990, a man named Andre Esterhazen posed as a doctor at Kempton Park Hospital despite not even having a full high school education. He had a very high IQ, and he just walked into the hospital and told a pediatrician that he was a doctor, and they just let him work there. He treated thousands of children, and many of them died under his care. One baby ended up having cerebral palsy after Esterhazen performed 4 lumbar punches on her when she was only 4 months old. He also applied a drip to another baby by making an insert into her chest when he couldn't find a vein, and her lungs ended up collapsing and she died later of kidney failure. Another child was diagnosed with meningitis, and Esterhazen overdosed him by prescribing a medicine called Indicid, and the baby died a very painful death after the mother had begged him to move her child to another hospital, to which he replied he had everything under control. Esterhazen overdosed many children with Indicid, and he would later confess that this overdose directly led to the children's death. Countless other babies have gotten brain damage or cerebral palsy or died under his care. He pled guilty in court for culpable homicide, medical negligence, assault with the intention of grievous bodily harm, sodomy, forgery, and fraud. He received an 18-year prison sentence in 1992 when he was 41 years old, which is just way too short. And when he was in prison, he said, "If I'm sent to prison, I will proceed to travel the narrowest of roads. If I have some time left to spare, I will study medicine." Some people have said that the children that died under Esterhazen's care remain in the hospital, which explains the hauntings and the baby cries that people hear when they enter the hospital. In 2014, engineers were tasked with checking whether there were any structural issues or anything in the hospital, and they confirmed that it is ready to be refurbished. It has no structural issues at all. And in 2019, the government said that they will be refurbishing it so that it can be put to use with a budget of 1.1 billion rand. And if this gets built, we don't know when, it will help so many patients and bring a lot of good health care to a lot of people. So obviously this is a really tragic story. So many infants died under his care, and their deaths could have been prevented. Is the hospital haunted? There isn't really much proof for it. I'll let you decide. A lot of people believe that the real horror here is how so much money and time went into building this hospital, and all of these resources, this medical equipment, the expensive building is being wasted away when the government could have been utilizing it to aid the healthcare system. I guess we won't really know if it's haunted or not. So thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for my next video and have a great day.
There we go. Can we get out? Where you can...
Okay, time. Now stop.
Mm-hmm.